Evening and welcome to all of you as the cameras load up. I am Josh Dreyfus. This is Session Zero, an episodic weekly now that we've got back into it, Dungeons and Dragons game where at the start of Whose Line Is It Anyway, where they say, the points are made up and it really doesn't matter. The stories are made up and there's no real consistency, but it's fun between sessions. Let's go through and introduce all of our amazing players for today, and then I'll explain what's going to happen in this session. First off, we have Rage, darling. Rage, would you like to say hello to all the lovely viewers?
Hello, lovely viewers. I hope you're having a lovely evening. I play a character called Rage. She's a barbarian with some social issues when it comes to men, which proves some rather interesting situations.
You have met the powerful, the dominating barbarian hack and slash before, haven't you? And it didn't go quite as well as you thought. You weren't quite as sultry and as smooth as you thought you would be in this encounter, were you?
No, it always plays off quite well in my head, but then when it actually comes to it, I kind of imitated a pig, I think.
Yes, yeah, thankfully Hacken was a complete gentleman and allowed it to slide. Callum, do you want to say hi to people and tell us a little bit about your character?
Hello. My character is Callum for convenience reasons. Formerly Donovan. He's a bard. He's currently got a broken flute. We're aiming to get that fixed ASAP, and he's all right. That's it. He's all right.
The flute is a little bit epic, isn't it? The flute has been with you, as many bards will tell you their flute is epic, but your flute has been with you since the start of the adventure and has been upgraded several times.
It has. It's covered in child's blood from when I stabbed one in the face. It's got a vampire tooth stuck in the end of it somewhere.
From when you stabbed one in the face?
Yeah, weirdly enough, that seems to be my main upgrade. Just stab them in the face.
If all else goes wrong, slam your flute into someone's face. The traditional bard tactic. Not a euphemism in this case. And Billy, why don't you say hi to everyone and then introduce yourself as well?
Say hi to everyone. Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. I am a sorcerer, which is definitely a new experience. It's very fun trying to shoot fireballs everywhere. I promise I don't have a death wish. It's just really fun.
You haven't quite mastered what area of magic you're focusing on yet, have you? Like, it's more just general magical energy manipulation. You've done a bit of temporal time stuff, you've done a bit of fire stuff, a bit of ice stuff. You summoned a table once above an old man, which then crushed him. So you've got, I wouldn't say mastery of arcane manipulation, you've got a level of understanding, but it's definitely not refined.
Accurate, absolutely accurate. Hopefully we can get better.
So, ladies and gents who are just joining us, allow me to explain how Session Zero works. Session Zero is the name of us as a group collectively. This is not the first session of the game. We've called it that to trick you into coming to watch if you haven't before. Every single episode of this Dungeons and Dragons adventure is not a campaign. It's a standalone adventure with consistent characters, consistent world, and consistent narrative. If you did not catch the last episode, it's not a problem. If you did not catch the next episode, it's not a problem. You are here now, and that's what matters. It allows people to experience each adventure individually. Consider it like an episode of Star Trek or Supernatural. There is an overarching plot. You don't need to be here for it. This episode's interesting. We're going to explore the histories of the characters to see what they do and don't like, what they do and don't value, and we're going to do this through the lens of allowing them to create an experience for a character they have not met yet. You've been travelling for several days. Callum, I believe your flute is still broken, isn't it? What did you do that broke your flute?
I'm trying to remember what I did with my flute that broke it.
There was a demon. You killed a demon hunter, didn't you? Because the demon was a better moral choice to keep alive. You killed the demon hunter.
I believe I stabbed him in the face. No, he's in the neck.
Oof.
I went for the neck shot with the flute.
Yes, and it damaged the flute a little bit, didn't it?
Just a bit, yeah.
You will need to find a travelling flute repairman, and they're quite rare, I hear, around these worlds. But you have come across the little town of Clovely. And as members of the Adventurers Guild, when you enter the little town of Clovely, you see a notice board. And on that notice board, there is a notice. You notice the notice, and you walk over, and the notice says, "Help. Adventurers from the Adventurers Guild needed." And then underneath, there's a little letter in a little envelope. It's not been opened. Everyone works on the honor system here. So if you are brave enough, you can take the envelope and open it and see what's inside. Rage, are you in the habit of just taking random notes and envelopes and opening them up and then following their instructions?
Hell yeah, I am. I want to
Fantastic.
grab this. I want to grab the envelope and I want to open it open. Like,
You
really
grab it
quickly.
and you rip it open, and
Oh,
inside
rip it open.
there is a
Yeah.
letter. And the letter is from the mayor. The mayor is currently out of town, but he needs you to do him a favour. It says, you must prepare a party for Steve's return.
Who's Steve?
That's a very good question.
Do you guys know who Steve is?
Not a clue.
Never
No?
heard of him.
Now, you don't know who Steve is, but
Okay.
here is your challenge. The mayor has given you a small amount of gold. There's about 15 to 20 coins in the envelope. It's amazing nobody opened it before. You don't know who Steve is, but on the letter it tells you he's returning in about 2 days' time. You have 2 days to talk to as many people as you wish to in the town of Clovelly, and, in the exact instructions of the letter, prepare a party for Steve's return. Callum, you've
Yes.
prepared a party or two before in your time, haven't you?
I have, yes. I used to be a travelling entertainer with the flute, of course.
Tell us about the travels you've been on, Cal.
I've done some awful birthday parties. I played one that was in a sewer.
Was it meant to be in a sewer, or did it just end up in a sewer?
No, the booking was done a bit too late, and yeah, we couldn't get the tavern, so it was the sewer.
Hang on, so you were responsible for booking the party?
Yes, I
Right,
was.
so you were the entertainer and the host and the organiser.
I was also the recipient of the party.
Right, so you booked your own party in a sewer and then provided your own entertainment.
And fucked it up, yeah.
That's the most Bard thing I've ever heard. I'm going to book a party and the entertainer will be me.
Hey, it costs nothing.
Hang on, it cost nothing. Did you just walk into the sewer and start playing a flute?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's
The
not
rats
booking a
enjoyed it.
party, Callum. That's just going into the sewer and having a bit of a play with your flute.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do that once in a while.
Okay, who else was invited to the party?
Most of the village, but they declined when they realised it was in the sewer.
Right, how did you invite them?
I just tooted really loud on the flute.
Okay,
And
so you didn't
hope
give
they'd
out...
all come down.
Hang on, you didn't give out RSVPs, you didn't go
No.
knocking on doors, you didn't tell your friends. So what a regular villager would have seen is a strange bard enter the village, pry open a manhole cover, jump down into the sewer, and then you just
Correct.
hear a distant wailing of a flute.
Just a...
And you're amazed that nobody in the village thought, it's a party, best get to the sewer.
But what else does that mean?
Okay, it might have meant help, don't come down here, don't disturb me, I'm in the sewer. So we've established that Callum is possibly not the best person to organise. Someone's just put in the chat, this is the plot of It. You are Pennywise in this situation, Cal.
I am.
And you're amazed that nobody's turned up. Billy, have you been to a party or two in your life?
I've been to many parties. I was always invited to all of them.
All of them? Was this
Well-
out of love, respect, or fear?
Okay, well, look, sometimes I wasn't always invited, but I turned up at all of them.
That sounds more like a bard thing to do, or like an angry, arrogant sorceress thing to do. So, if you were throwing a party, because you come from a magical family, what kind of things would you expect to see at your kind of parties?
Oh, 100% ice sculptures, fireworks. It needs to be grand. It needs to be bold. It needs to be big, or go home.
Okay, so we're going go big or go home for this. We want ice sculptures and fireworks. And you've got 2 days and 15 gold coins in the small town of Clovelly to secure an ice sculpture and a firework display.
What's the weather like?
In Clovelly right now, it's a little bit too warm.
Oh.
It's a little bit... There's not a cloud in the sky. It's nice. And Rage, you've been to a party once or twice, but Barbarian parties aren't quite the same as Sorcerer parties, are they?
What's a pie?
Well, normally it's when people get together and have a good time. Has that ever happened in your life?
I mean, it wasn't necessarily a good time. It was an aggressive time.
that can be a good time depending on everyone's opinions and inputs, but normally there's eating, there's drinking, there's fighting, that kind of stuff. How do barbarians celebrate their birthdays?
We did do it one time. And it was yeah, there was no ice sculptures and there was no sewages. But no, not sewages.
I'm hoping
Where
there was
did you
no
say you
sewage.
were?
In a
No
sewer.
Where were you,
sewers.
Callum?
I was in a sewer.
Sewers.
Because
Yeah, we
even,
didn't do it in
even if you did
sewers.
want to go to the sewer, when you got close,
go to
there was
the
this
sewer.
ominous flute playing from the sewer, and you thought, best stay away.
Best not. No, I went for my cousin, actually. My cousin had a party, threw a party, but it was kind of just in the woods, in the mud hut, with the slugs. And there was arm wrestling, because, I mean, we're barbarians, right? Like, we just want to eat, we want to drink, we want to fight. Like,
How many people
yeah.
turned up?
I thought it was like... Well, this one time, I invited like 12 people. and 2 people turned up.
Oh, I see. Oh, relatable humour. We'll tell the chat all about that later.
I just
How about
caught on.
So you
How
invited
did you
12
get-
and
okay.
2 people actually turned up.
Yeah, but
And
it was
then-
okay, because it was still sick, so
Yeah,
we did
it
a
was
lot of
fun.
fighting.
And then you did some fighting, some arm
Yeah.
wrestling, that kind of stuff. Okay, so
Feed the
we're talking
homeless.
a more aggressive. We're talking like a more aggressive situation. So you all stood around, and you've got about 2 days until Steve returns. You know nothing about Steve. You don't know what he's going to enjoy, but you know what you enjoy. And that's so far all you've got to go off. Rage. 15 gold coins, split between 3 of you. Talk to Callum and Billy, and explain what you think Steve would enjoy in a party.
Okay, guys, Steve sounds like a great bloke. Sounds like he wants a bit of an arm wrestle, or a little bit of a.
A little bit of a. You what?
Yeah,
You're just juggling.
What?
Like-
A little bit of juggling.
No.
Does he like juggling?
like, you know, like.
Feeling milking.
No, no milking!
This is the weirdest game of
No,
charades I've ever played.
Close. I think there should be, like, a dedicated area for, like.
Strippers?
No, what's a stripper?
Punching.
Yes.
You want a dedicated punching area?
Yeah.
I was kind of on board with the arm wrestling. Maybe that's a fun thing.
It's the same
Right?
thing.
They're not the same thing.
Okay, so I've had written down so far the punching corral, a juggler, and possibly a stripper. I don't know
Turning
if
out
you
to be a
want one
great
person
party.
to cover all those 3 things. We need a juggling stripper who's happy being punched.
Get them.
We could probably get a bulk discount on all 3 at once.
Yeah.
To be honest, Steve sounds like a middle-aged man. So maybe something sports related.
All middle-aged men are called Steve, Callum.
Have you ever met an old Steve?
I've never met a baby.
Have you
called
ever met
Steve.
a... Exactly. Every Steve is always middle-aged. They were never
The-
young. They will never be
No.
old.
They
I
just pop
completely
up.
agree. I've never seen them in the same room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Cal, what kind of... We've got... someone's commenting in the cat, get a cow, set up a milking station? We don't know. So, Rage, your suggestion is juggling, punching stripper.
Yes.
That's what we've got so far, within a
Sounds
specific
amazing.
area. Callum, all you've got so far is the word sports.
I'm thinking we could get some cricket.
wanna
What's
get it-
cricket?
Okay.
Oh dear.
Why don't you explain the rules of cricket to a sorceress who's never played it and a barbarian who won't get it?
Right. Okay. Barbarian. All come towards. Big smash.
I like Big Smash.
All go away. Okay. Perfect. Billy, it's essentially. I guess it's kind of like Quidditch.
What?
You just-
What the
you
hell
just-
is Quidditch?
You can't use a more complicated thing to explain a simpler thing.
Yeah, I just realised that. Okay. Yeah, I can't do this for a mage. It's
No,
not gonna.
That's fine. Just accept that it's a big smashy ball thing.
Yeah.
So you've got... So Rage, your suggestion for a party is juggling, punching, stripper. Callum,
Yes.
your suggestion is cricket.
Yes.
Okay. We may have 2 days, so we can probably add more things than this. Billy, what do you think Steve is going to want for his party?
This is a coming home party. He needs to feel welcomed. What is more welcoming than fireworks? Assuming that he's returning in the evening, in the daytime, it's probably not as effective, but, we can deal with that. Maybe I can make it
don't
nighttime.
like giving you fire though, because you don't have a great track record.
You don't need to give me fire. I already have fire.
allowing you to use fire.
Look, you
So-
can set them off.
Fireworks.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's add one more thing each. Rage, you've already managed to... You've added in the suggestion of juggling, punching, stripper. What else does a party need? Maybe not specifically for you, but this dude wants a party. The mayor's probably been to a party before. This is a city, not a village. It knows what to expect from parties. What else do we need to get together to make it a party atmosphere?
Meat.
Meat.
Everyone loves a bit of meat at a party.
How much?
So much meat.
What type?
Big meat and some small meat. Because everyone has
Okay,
different
so
mouth sizes.
You need to go to a shop and find some big meat and some small meat. When I said what type, I was expecting like chicken, lamb, pork, bacon, hog roast. I didn't want big and small.
I don't know. We just get the meat. We don't like order it in like pish posh.
Okay,
Just
you
get
don't
it.
order your food in. So big meat and small meat. Fantastic. You need to find some way of meat. Callum, what else are we adding into this party?
I think we need a swimming pool, like a hot tub.
So, hot tub.
I'm into that.
How are we going to procure a hot tub within 2 days within a fantasy medieval town with 15 gold
Well,
coins?
okay. All we do is we find a very big tub, and it's already really hot, as you said. So,
So your plan is basically find a really big bucket.
yes. I'm sure we could go to the brewery and find one of the old big, brewing kegs and just chop the top off.
A brewing vat or a boat. Just like a
Or a boat.
rowboat. Filled
An
with water.
inverted boat. There's water on the inside, none on the outside.
Fantastic. Okay, so hot tub / boat.
Yeah.
None of you have said cake yet. I can't believe you've not said cake. Billy, you don't need to say cake, but what else would you add to a party?
We need something to drink. We need to lubricate people's senses. So I'm thinking like a big, tall tower of drinks all into a big triangle on top of each other. I'm not really a champagne kind of person. Maybe like some maybe some nice mead.
Okay. Lubricating mead.
This is
this is
going
gonna be a
well.
great
Gotta get the
party.
conversation going.
I
You
can't
know, gotta
wait.
loosen Steve up now he's come back.
You want to loosen Steve up. Fantastic. Okay, so you need to create a party consisting of a juggling stripper who doesn't mind you punching them, a game of cricket, some fireworks, meat of the both big and small variety, an inverted boat that you're going to improv into a hot tub, and some lubricating mead.
Sounds
Okay.
so fun.
You have 2 days to organise this from the city. You might not be able to find everything. You have 15 gold coins between you to spend. How are you going to divide up the process, or are you going to all stay together and wander around the city to see what there is?
We can divide and conquer, right, guys?
Who's going to
I
go and
think
get
so.
what?
I will get my juggling, punching stripper.
Okay, so you are going
And some
after
meat.
the juggling, punching stripper. And what else are you going after?
Meat.
The meat. Okay. Juggling, punching stripper, and meat. Cal, what do you think you're going to go and try and find in this city? You have 2 days.
So, I'm going to try and do both of my suggestions in one go. I'm going to get a boat. I'm going to get some oars for it to use as cricket bats. Because we don't need them for the boat, because it's going to be full
So
of
you're
water.
going to play cricket, but they're holding the cricket bat and it's an oar. So they have to kind of step back 3 or 4 spaces and just swing it and slap the cricket ball.
Correct.
Right, okay. Just so I've got the mental image right in my head. So
Yeah.
you need to find some cricket and a boat. And Billy, do you think you're going to be able to procure some fireworks and some mead?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident about this.
Okay. You have 2 days to do this. If you manage to collect everything you think within a day, we can simply skip the second day. Rage, let's begin with you. The city is vast. There is every type of shop you can imagine. There are people milling all around, going about their daily lives, sitting on the floor, eating. Over in the distance, in the far, far distance, too far to travel today, is a castle. You can see lovely smoke rising from the ramparts. But the city, or the town, effectively, that you're in, there's a church, there's a small militia garrison, there's lots of inns and pubs, there's a lumberjacks on the outskirts, there is an ore processing station from when people bring rocks back from the mountains and mines, there's shops, there's every type you can imagine. Where would you like to look for first, or where would you like to head to?
I want to go to... Is there, like, a tavern that looks really dark that has, like, a lot of men in it?
You wander around the city streets, and eventually the streets get narrower and narrower and narrower, with more rubbish strewn around, barrels on their sides, the wood beginning to rot. You can see the remnants of old vomit as you walk past some very, very dodgy-looking clientele outside various abodes of the night, until eventually you get to a pub at the end of an alleyway with a broken sign, the wooden sign gone and simply 2 bits of chain hanging there, but you can see painted on the door, it's just called The Wench.
All right.
So we should go in.
Yeah, but before I do, I'm just gonna, like, pull up my sleeves a little bit, just make sure my muscles are... Yep. All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, That's exactly how you walk in. You walk in with a little wiggle as we go in.
Well, yeah, well, I'm, like, really hench, so
Okay.
it's not... No,
Do you want to open the front door of the Wench slowly and carefully and casually and walk in, or do you want to, like, kick it open? How are we doing this?
I'm gonna just go against the door and just kind of...
Okay, so we're not smashing it open, but we're kind of walking in pretty cool. Yeah, you got a bit of confidence going on. You walk in, and as soon as you do, the music was simply... It was a one-handed piano player in the corner, smashing onto some broken harpsichord with some completely out-of-tune notes. Everyone turns and looks at you. They know you're not a local. You're not a regular. You don't belong inside the Wench. And they simply stare at you. You look around and you can see torches on the wall casting flickering shadows across people's ugly, gnarled faces, and a bartender cleaning a broken glass with a rag, just staring at you. In the far corner, a stage that's obviously not seen a performance in quite some time, covered in what you assume and hope is dried blood. It's up to you to make the first move or noise. Everyone's waiting for you to say something, to prove that you belong here. What do you do?
I'm going to walk straight towards the bartender with, like, a little bit of a swagger walk.
And as you do, the bartender looks up at you. You ain't from round here.
No, I'm not from around here.
That's why I said.
But I need some advice.
My advice is you turn around, you walk straight back out that door, you don't come back in here.
Or what?
Or... As he says that, every single person in the joint stands up.
All right then, gentlemen. 5 gold to the first person that can pin me down on the floor.
The bartender reaches over, grabs you by the neck, and slams you on the floor straight behind the bar.
I want to block him.
Roll a d20.
16.
16. He reaches over,
Ain't taking
grabs
me
you
down.
by the scruff of the neck, but his hand closes a little bit too soon, because you have managed to get your hand up onto his wrist and hold it back. You've got control of his wrist. What do you do?
Bring him forward.
Yep.
And I want to whisper in his ear. I need you to point me in the direction of the best looking man you've got in this tavern.
The best looking man.
Yeah.
Well, sweetheart.
Or thing.
He looks at your hand, grabbing his wrist. That would be Angel Face Daniels over there.
Right. Cheers,
Angel
love.
Face Daniels is the man currently playing the harpsichord or the piano. And as he turns and looks at you, the flickering light on the wall catches his golden locks flowing back across his beautiful face. The only difference is he has one arm and no legs. They are made up of a contraption of wood, metal, levers, and pulleys.
Pretty sure I can wheel him out.
He can
Alright.
walk. He's just,
All right.
it's pretty much just a torso, one arm, and a really good-looking face.
Okay, he'll do. Yeah. Cheers, love. And I'll just push the bartender back, and yeah, walk towards the direction of this one-handed piano player.
Angel face Daniels turns and looks up at you. Hello.
Hello. How good's your arm?
The one made of metal or the one made of wood?
Both.
Oh, they're both perfectly serviceable arms, and I can play the harpsichord every now and again. Can I help you?
Got a job for you.
How much does it pay?
5 gold coins.
And what would I need to do?
Juggle. Arm wrestle.
That I can do.
And strip.
I see. Make it 6. You have a deal.
Deal.
Fantastic.
Half
Angel
now,
face
half
Dan
later.
stands up. He's quite tall now, with all of his metal wooden contraption, levers and pulleys legs, and his other arm kind of hanging off the side, with his one good hand still that can play the harpsichord. Where do you need me?
I'll be back here tomorrow.
Do we even know where we're having the party?
No.
When the sun goes down.
I'll be waiting. Angel face Dan sits down and continues to tinker away on the harpsichord as he's playing for a while. You have managed to secure one thing, however you have spent 6 gold to do it, meaning your party now has 9 gold. You have acquired you haven't told him he's going to be punched. Basically what you've done is you've
No.
acquired a one-armed stripper.
Yeah, but he can juggle.
Well, you think he can juggle, you don't know. He might just throw
Yeah.
one
He
ball
can
up
try.
and catch it with his only other hand. There's a lot of things going wrong here. Excellent. Callum, you have been sent to secure the cricket and the hot tub. How's that going so far? What have you been looking for?
I've just been roaming around the town, trying to find somewhere that may have boats. Not to much success yet.
Well, amazingly, despite the fact you're pretty much in the middle of the country and there's not a lake or a sea around, you happen to walk past a big shop with a little kind of boat hanging outside, and you look and it's called Boats Are Us.
Oh,
It's also got a big sign in the window saying going out of business, and then underneath, due to there not being any water nearby. So you might have found your perfect shop.
yeah. Yeah, I want to head in there.
As soon as
It
you
sounds
head in,
perfect.
you head in, you open the door, little bell dings above it, and a man behind a counter looks up and goes, "Oh my god, a customer! Please buy a boat!"
Funny you should say that. That's what I'm here for.
Fantastic, they're only 10 gold coins each, and I can have it with you by next week.
Right, we need to rework this a bit. So I need it by like tonight, and also a lot cheaper than that.
Well, boats take time to make, son. Can't just wrangle off a boat from any old wood, can I? I've got to put
You've
the
got-
order in, and I don't keep boats on site. They're all built artisanal.
What about the one that's hanging outside?
The signpost.
Oh,
You'd fit a child in it, if best.
right. If you weren't to make a boat, but you were to make more of like a paddling pool, would that be any quicker?
What exactly is it you need me to do? Like, I have access to wood, to materials, to a hammer. I build boats. What do you need me to build? I will build anything. I am very poor.
Okay, good. Because what I need is basically a swimming pool
Why?
for a party.
Oh, whose party?
Some dude called Steve. Don't really know much about him.
Oh, Steve's a good guy. Yes, we know Steve.
Just out of curiosity, is Steve interested in males or females?
I don't know him that well. We've just spoken in passing.
Right.
Okay, how about this? 5 gold coins. You come back here tomorrow, and I will have you a very, very basic paddling pool. It will not be big. You'll maybe be able to fit 1 large human, 2 medium-sized dogs. Not at the same time. I'm just giving general. Maybe
yeah.
like 7 or 8 cats. Possibly about 40 gerbils. or a lot of ants. But that's the measurements I can give.
Right. Would you be able to do it for any cheaper if I invited you to the party?
Oh, if I'm going to be there, then how about you get me a drink or two and I'll do it for 4 gold coins.
Deal.
Fantastic. He reaches out a hand to shake yours, and you can see an absolute load of splinters embedded all over this incredibly aged, wrinkled hand, ready to shake.
I shake his hand and try and avoid the
Some splinters go into his hand as you do, but he doesn't even feel it. This guy's been working with woodcraft for many, many years. You have spent 4 coins on securing a tiny paddling pool.
Yeah.
I see. I'm just keeping track of what you've spent as a party, and Rage has spent 6 coins on Angel-Faced Dan.
Yeah, but I have an idea.
Oh?
Yeah, but I have to wait. I'm gonna wait until Billy's gone, and then I'm gonna...
I was just going to say, someone asked me, can this guy fix my flute?
For an extra gold coin, he probably could.
I think
you would need to leave your flute with him overnight.
Oh. I'm sure I can manage that.
You leave your flute with him overnight. He will upgrade it and get it back to you by tomorrow.
Lovely.
Billy, while Rage has been running into the wench, the dustiest, dirtiest tavern that she can find, and Callum has been haggling with a boat builder to see if he can instead build a paddling pool for a while, you have been trying to track down both some fireworks and some lubricating mead. How has that gone?
Okay. I've kind of been looking around for somewhere really to get fireworks. That's been like my first port of call. Now I can add some flair to these if they're a bit dull. I'm just looking for somewhere where I can get some basic supplies from to maybe make my own and save on some money.
Some basic simple fireworks. Well, as you're walking down the street, you see Callum walk into a boat shop, and then you hear some boatman shout at him to buy a boat, and you continue walking down and seeing what there is. There's a greengrocer's, there's a butcher's, there's a baker's, there's a candlestick maker's, there's all the regular things you would expect to see, and then at the end you see a somewhat strange general store, with black scorch marks around the side of it, and claw marks from things being dragged in that didn't want to be dragged in, and you can hear the caw and the screech of trapped animals. You can smell the mixing of concoctions and potions, and you realise this is probably quite an esoteric shop. If there's going to be anywhere, it's going to be in here.
All right, let's go. Let's head on in.
You pop inside, and as you do, not just one bell rings as the door swings open, but many in succession as you walk up.
God,
and an old, wizened man with white curly hair looks up from behind a counter, quite low, his chin still hidden by the counter itself. He's pouring some kind of liquid into a vial, and from and back and forth and back and forth. He looks up. Hello there.
Hello. What are you doing? Can I ask?
Oh,
Don't
exploring the secrets of the universe.
I like it. I suppose you've got anything for fireworks? I know it's a bit out there, but...
You wish for the secrets of the bang powder.
That's exactly actually what I'm looking for.
Yes. Difficult stuff to make. Difficult stuff to store. Tiny spark. Bang! And it's in powder form.
I can imagine.
You see where the name comes from.
Yeah, nice and clear.
Yes. How much would you need?
Well, how much have you got?
Oh,
do you store a lot of it?
Only. He turns around and looks, sliding a little wooden opening as he stares into the back storeroom. 17 barrels.
That's a lot of barrels.
Oh, it is. If a spark gets onto them, this whole city won't be anymore.
Great. Good to know. How much is 1 barrel?
Oh, a barrel of what?
The bang powder.
Oh, you want some bang powder, do you? Yes, I've got some, I think. He turns and opens the little hatch and looks in. 17 barrels.
Yes. How much is 1 of those? Bang powder.
Oh, yes.
1 of those.
Powder,
You've got
1 spark.
Yes.
Boom, everything goes up.
Okay, no.
Can I help you?
This is not going well. Do you know what? I think you can. I really think you can.
Who are you again?
Dear Lord. Your niece?
Oh, goodness! Your little Timmy?
Sorry.
Sure, close enough. Close enough. You're forgetting my name again. That's the other one, but yes.
Oh,
That's
you're
my twin.
The other one, little Trixie.
Exactly. You remember last time you promised me I could have a barrel of the Bang Bang?
Oh, no. But I have been getting forgetful in my old age.
You have been. I've already come once this week and you've already forgotten me.
That's what she said.
I thought Mother told you. Never mind. Can I take one of the barrels then? Is that okay? I'm just gonna help myself. I'll let you get on with the universe and all of that.
Yes,
I go
that's good.
I just go immediately into the room and just try and take a barrel.
Thank you, Trixie. You're always a very good girl, helping out. The old man returns to whatever he was doing before he walked in and has no idea who you are and has forgotten why you were even there. But what he does see, and what the other people in the town see, is you just slowly rolling barrel after barrel out of the front of the shop. He's got 17. How many do you want to take?
I'll take about 5.
You take about 5 full
Seems like a
barrels of gunpowder.
manageable amount to
Okay,
roll.
so far, Rage has managed to secure a one-armed, no-legged stripper for 6 gold coins. Callum has managed to secure the world's smallest paddling pool and an upgrade to his flute for 5, and you have stolen 5 entire barrels of gunpowder.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm getting somewhere.
Fantastic.
I'm pretty happy with my haul.
5
pretty good
barrels
haul.
of gunpowder.
This is going to go really well, I can tell, guys.
It's getting late. The sun is going down. And you know that Steve arrives back tomorrow evening, and will be ready for his party. So, you all manage to find a hotel. You store... Yes,
no,
Ray.
I don't have my meat.
We'll be doing that the next day. That's what we've got.
crap,
This
okay.
is, you've got one more day to attempt to find everything else.
Oh, okay.
The sun goes down. The night rolls in. Billy, you've managed to store the 5 barrels of gunpowder just out of sight on the edge of the village, hidden in amongst some bushes with some trees and foliage hanging over them. Nobody's going to take them. They are yours. They are safe and secure. Callum, you know your swimming pool, your tiny paddling pool is being built and your flute's being upgraded. And Rage,
Yeah.
you hope that Angel Face Dan will still be around tomorrow. The night passes without any event, and when you wake up, all freshed and relaxed, you have just this day to secure the rest of what you think will make a good party for Steve. Remember, the mayor's note simply said, prepare a party for Steve's return. And that is what you are doing. Rage,
Yeah.
you have maybe 6 hours, and all you have to do is secure some meat, both big and small. What are you doing?
So, I check how much gold I have left.
So far,
Because-
as a party, collectively, you have spent 11 gold. Therefore, you have 4 remaining.
So, did I give that chap 3 gold before I left, or do I still have
He agreed to do that for 6, I believe.
6? Yes.
You gave
okay,
him all
cool.
6. He has it.
No, I said half now, half later.
Oh, okay, then you gave him 3. Ooh, okay. We're getting a bit sneaky with Angel Face down over here.
All right, I take the 3 gold, and hey, Trixx, Callum, I'm gonna head out for a little bit.
Okay.
I need to go get the rest of my stuff, so I'll see you guys in a little bit.
We'll meet back in the square, I assume.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then I hurry back. So I'm gonna go back towards the wench tavern, and I'm gonna open the door the same way I did before. Walk forward.
It's quite quiet now because it's the morning. People aren't as bothered.
Oh.
Bartender's still there. Dan's asleep
Okay.
on the floor, obviously drunk.
Right. Is there anyone here that looks like they're here for a good time?
I mean, Dan is already drunk on the floor, so clearly he's had a good time. Apart from that, it's no... You've got a couple of people who are asleep on tables. It's the early morning of a crazy bar. No one is ready or awake yet.
Okay, right. I'll.
The bartender
Settle
is
for the
amazing. He's still
bartender.
cleaning the same broken glass with the same rag.
Sick. Okay. Hey, mate. Good morning.
He looks up at you. You back then?
Yeah, I'm back. Missed you. You know, new face in town. Let's make some new friends.
We ain't
You wanna
friends.
play? Well, we could be.
I don't want to be your friend. What can I do for you?
All right then. Well, I'm a bit bored. I was wondering if you would play a game with me.
All right, what kind of game do you want to play?
It's a simple game for the simple-minded. I'm sure you'll be able to do it.
Roll a d20, see how well he takes that.
Fuck. Ooh. A 3.
A 3.
A 3.
A simple game for the simple-minded. All right, how about we play something a bit more complicated? He reaches under the desk and brings out a large board,
Oh, shit.
painted, wooden. And then he brings out a small bag of pieces. And he puts the pieces on the corner of the board. He looks at you. All right, we'll play a game. Do you want to be the top hat? Do you want to be the little dog? Do you want to be the little piece of metal that we heat up and use to get wrinkles out of our clothes?
But I'll be the little wrinkle.
Fantastic. He puts it there, and then he gets some small paper money out and begins counting bits. I can never remember how much everyone starts with. He reaches behind and gets another small manual, opens it, and begins reading the rules. All right, there we go. It takes him about 10 minutes, but finally he dishes out to you the correct amount of money to start a game of this landlord thing with, and then gets out 2 small dice and puts it down.
I get out
We're going to be here a while.
the 3 gold pieces and I put them down on the table. How about we make this a little bit more interesting?
Oh, I see. He reaches behind him and takes a knife. Knife Monopoly. That's far more interesting than regular Monopoly.
How's knife monopoly work?
That's very simple. Loser gets stabbed.
Well, I've already been stabbed, and I gesture towards my midsection. And it kind of hurt. I'd rather stick to money.
Right,
What about stabs and money?
all right. So, how much money?
1, 2, 3.
All right, I'll bet you 3. He puts 3 gold coins on the table, puts the knife away. Rage, are you prepared to spend the next 6 hours of your day attempting to play Monopoly against a bartender in order to win 3 gold coins? I don't know if this will secure the meat.
Yes.
Excellent. Your use of 6 hours, where your only job is to find meat for a party, is instead to play a very intense game of Monopoly against a very angry, very scary bartender. Brilliant. Callum, while Rage
Yes.
has got herself hooked into some kind of board game travesty, you need to secure either a cricket pitch, team, or bits, and go and check up on the boat and the hot tub. How are you doing?
So, I'm going to have a little adventure around the town and look for some like picket fences that I can just dismantle without anyone seeing, and use them as a cricket set.
Right, the only picket fences that you can find seem to be around the farm area of town, just on the outskirts. There's chickens and sheep and cows and all that kind of stuff. Or
Yeah.
these look pretty well protected and well penned in. In the centre of town, there is a schoolyard. And there is a little play area on the outside for the younglings. You know, the
Yeah.
kind of young 3 to 7-year-olds. They get to kind of hang around in this area. It's all protected and it's all safe because just next to them there are carts trundling past, horses, carts, all that kind of big rickety stuff. It would be dangerous if a child ran into the road there. But it's a relatively rickety white fence that no one's really bothered about upkeeping.
Okay, I think we start dismantling it.
Are you just going to start doing that?
Yeah, I'm just going to start dismantling the picket fence.
You walk up, and there's children playing. It's the start of school.
Yeah.
They've just arrived, and you just start pulling out the wooden bits of the fence and disassembling it. And as you do, the teacher who's monitoring and watching all these children walks over and goes, excuse me.
Hello?
Excuse me.
Yes.
What? Do you have permission? What is this?
I'm actually here to fix the old rickety picket fence because it's not up to safety standards.
Oh my goodness, I know. I've reported it so many times to the mayor, and he does not listen to me. He just says, Steve this and Steve that, and party, and then hands out money that we could be using to fix the fence to this dumb celebration of whoever the hell Steve is and whatever that's going on with that. But my goodness, finally, you are here to see things right. Once you remove the fence, when will you be installing a new one?
It's going to be roughly tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. I'll just corral all the children inside for now then, shall I? Because we
Yeah.
can't have them next to all these big, rickety, dangerous wagons and whatnot.
Yeah, better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. Children, it's inside time while the lovely man fixes the fence. The children are pretty receptive and decide to walk inside and just sit in the school building for a bit. Turns to you. Thank you. Finally, someone's doing some good in the community. If everyone were like you, we would have no problems.
Absolutely, just doing my part.
The teacher walks inside and closes the door behind them. You continue to pick up armfuls of small white picket fence.
Yeah.
Once you have an armful of white picket fence, what's the plan now, Cal?
I'm taking it back to. I'm going to stash it with Billy's powder kegs
Okay.
until they're needed.
I mean, you've probably got to build... Is this for building a cricket pitch, or is this like cricket bats and whatnot, or wickets?
These are bats and wickets. You know, we're just going to stack them up.
Excellent. So you're only going to build that once Steve is back and the party all starts kicking off.
Yeah,
It doesn't take too long to
exactly.
build. Okay,
I do
fantastic.
need a ball though for cricket.
Yeah, where are you going to find that?
Back to the playground, I guess.
The last child to walk in is in fact throwing a small wooden ball against the wall and back, just catching it. As the teacher has called them inside, they kind of trudge begrudgingly in because they want to keep playing and they've got this little ball in their hand. But just before they go into the school building, what would you say?
I'm just going to rugby tackle him.
Poor child.
Roll a d20.
Oh dear. Not a 20, please.
19.
Oh.
Describe how this goes, because the child is about 7.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and do this Hitman style. I'm gonna lunge at him so fast and so hard that I take him out into a nearby bush and the teacher doesn't even see it happen.
So you've disassembled the fence.
Yeah.
The teacher has beckoned all the children inside. And then they turn to look at the school building. And what the teacher doesn't see is a small bard sprinting at full speed, rugby tackling a child and just sweeping them off their feet directly into the bush.
Yeah.
You only needed the ball,
Yeah.
but you've taken the whole child.
I'm not taking the child. I'm just, now that he's there, I'm going to take the ball and run, leave the evidence in the bush.
When you said the evidence is the child. Or do you mean... So
Child.
you're not just sweeping the ball out of his hands. You're
Yeah.
rugby tackling him into the bush, hoping
Because
he not gets knocked out.
I
and then
feel I need
taking-
to explain my logic here.
Fantastic.
So, teacher wasn't looking, teacher doesn't know. I basically smash him into the floor of a bush. Teacher still doesn't know, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's hit
He's
him.
knocked out cold at this point, mate. You just smashed his head into the ground. He's 7.
Oh, well, that's fine. I can take the ball. Nobody knows.
Yes, it is very easy to rob an unconscious 7-year-old. That is true. Excellent. Thankfully, nobody saw that. What this does mean is that if anyone does do a search, what they would find hidden within this bush is an unconscious 7-year-old, an absolute pile of wooden stakes, and 5 barrels of gunpowder.
Wait, I'm not taking the unconscious child into a bush.
When you said you tackled him into the bush, that's what I thought you meant. You
Not
just
the
rugby tackled
same
him.
bush as the gunpowder.
Oh, a different bush. That makes it all better.
I was thinking like a bush that's just there at the schoolyard.
Excellent. Okay. This makes it a lot better. Now I know it's not the danger bush. It's fine.
Yeah.
Rugby tackle the child. The child gets knocked unconscious and is left inside this little bush underneath all of the foliage, and you just emerge holding a wooden ball.
Yes.
Fantastic. You've now got that. You've secured the cricket. You can pop back to the boat hot tub man if you want. See how that's going.
Yeah, I want to head back there.
You walk back in, and the man looks up. As you walk in, the bell rings. You look up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello again. Slight problem.
Oh, God, what?
Didn't have as much wood as I thought I would. That is what she said. But let's go on to the more serious issue of... Remember when I gave you all those size measurements?
Yeah.
I've mixed them up in my head. I have made a pool that will fit possibly one small dog. By the side of him is... It's almost like half a barrel. It's like a barrel just cut in half. It's on the floor.
Right.
Now, I know you'll probably want a refund. But before you ask for a refund, allow me to show you this. He reaches behind the counter and picks up a very small pair of wooden steps, about a foot high, that reaches the top level of the barrel and places them gently in front of the barrel.
Right.
For small children and animals to access the barrel.
This is a party for adults.
Then this will not be popular.
You're telling me? What can we do about this? We need a bigger pool. There's no way we can deal with that.
The only way you're going to get a bigger pool is if you dig a hole and pour water in.
Great, thank you. I could have done that myself.
You could have done, but I built you this.
Okay, how
Will
about...
there be a dog at this party that requires cooling down?
There may be, possibly.
Perfect cooling device.
Well, it's not going to cool big humans, though, is it?
It would cool one leg at a time, possibly a head if they dunked it in.
Right, okay. Keep this. Can you come and dig a hole for me and make a pool?
Yes, roll the d20. See how convincing you are.
Right. That's 9.
Oh, the boat building business has been going downhill for some time now. I suppose I can. Besides, it gives me a chance to test out my spade building business. He links up a spade that he has clearly been crafting himself, made of a large metal flat head and then a wooden handle. He heads out the shop, and before he does, turns to you. Where do you want the hole dug?
You know the field over by the end of the edge of the village?
As a DM, do you mean the one that's near where all the gunpowder and all the
Yes.
things are? Oh, yes, that one. The sacred field of sacred families, where we bury all of our esteemed dead.
Yes. That one.
Yes?
Yep, that's the one.
You want me to dig a hole in the cemetery?
Yeah, I mean, just try and get as far away from any graves as possible.
Oh, it's all graves over there.
Okay, right. So dig channels between them, and we'll make it like a game of Pac-Man in water.
I will proceed digging an irrigation ditch between the dead people.
Yeah, actually, no. Only just dig 5 feet deep.
I will leave a foot of earth above the dead people, and then we will
Perfect.
fill it with water and hope nobody's foot sinks.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The man heads off and begins to dig. It's going to take him about 5 hours, which will be about the time it takes Rage to finish the game of Monopoly with the bartender. Billy, you have already secured some, not fireworks, just lots of gunpowder.
I have a plan.
You need to
for
get
that
some
in my head.
lubricating mead. How are you going to do it?
Well, Do I know where the others have gone? Because did you tell me where you went before you
You've
headed
seen
off for the
Callum
day?
walk into the boat shop, and then you've heard an argument and seen the boatman walk out dejectedly with a shovel and then walk across and start digging. And you've seen Rage pretty much follow the same route that she took last time.
Okay, so
Callum, you've been given the flute back, by the way.
Oh, lovely.
Fully fixed, +1 to all ranged attacks.
Ah, yes.
Billy.
I want to see where the others are at to kind of assess the whole situation of the party.
You can
Can
pop
I
into the
try
boat shop
to
if you want.
see? I don't want to move from where I am because this is tactical. I want to see where everyone is without actually going there. Can I try and connect to Rage and see through her eyes, like
Ooh,
just literally just what she's
clairvoyancy, I
seeing?
see.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d20. This is your first attempt at clairvoyant magic.
20.
Oh, let's go.
20.
Oh my god. Good.
Rage, which playing piece were you playing as?
The wrinkle.
Well, the bartender is playing as a little tiny pewter dog that he's moving around this board. And Billy, you begin to focus in. Where is Rage? And when you open your eyes, you're not seeing through your own eyes anymore. You look down and see a bright coloured square and 2 little pewter feet. You look up and see a big burly man rolling dice. And to the side you see... Oh, there she is. There's Rage. And in front of you, a top hat, about as big as you, again made of metal. And you very quickly realise you're seeing through the eyes of a game playing piece, but you can hear as well.
Oh, that's fun.
Pretty much all you hear is talk about games, purchasing pieces, mortgaging things, taking them around, and then an argument about whether you get 200 effective currency in this game if you land on one square or if you go past the square. And
Can I
it
tell...
lasts for quite a while.
Like where, like obviously I'm like, can I tell like where Rage is? Like,
Yeah, you can tell that she is in. You can look around and you can see on the wall of this pub, you can pretty much see the wench symbols.
okay, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna come back out again.
You depossess the Monopoly piece on the board.
Wait, can I like do a little hop before I do that?
Roll a d20.
3.
It's a beautiful hop. The dog just jumps up. Just jumps up.
Aww.
It's great. And the bartender... You didn't tell me we were playing with no witchcraft.
I ain't got no witchcraft.
I ain't playing a game with you if you are gonna use all your incantations and your sorceries on me.
Mate,
He reaches
look
behind
at
and
me.
grabs a
No,
knife.
no.
Get out of the bar. Not you. Not your magic types. I don't want to be messing with no witches and demons and wizards.
Look at me. I pull the knife out. You call that a knife? This is a knife. And I give him a knife. I ain't. No magic, man.
This is also a knife. The situation right now is that we both have knives. Do you really want to do this?
I'll do it, mate. I
Roll a
ain't no
D-
magic wheeling person.
Roll a d20.
And I ain't giving up this Monopoly match because I'm winning. It's a 5.
Alright, fine. I trust that you ain't the witch and the wizard. But I will continue, only if you help me find whoever possessed that piece just then. I ain't having witches and wizards in my town.
I don't know. What about him?
You mean Magic Dan?
Dan's got magic.
Angel Face Dan? He always
He's
said
got
he had magic, but I never believed it.
Hey,
You're pointing to the guy that you hired.
he's probably got magic.
I bet he has. The bartender walks over and without a second thought just stabs Dan in the face.
No.
Dan
no.
is bleeding. He wakes up, screams. He realises he
I'm
has a
so sorry.
second mouth where his cheek used to be. The bartender, in a complete fit of rage, just continues to stab Magic Dan in the face until his face is all absolutely bloody and messed up. But he doesn't let him die. Let that be a lesson to you, Magic Dan.
I take my hammer and I smash the face of the bartender.
Roll a d20.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this escalated very
15.
quickly.
15. You swirl the hammer around. Describe how you're going for the attack.
I'm just putting all my brute force into it. So I take my hammer off my back and I grab it with 2 hands and I turn it around and I smack. I want the head to collide with his head to knock him straight off into the wall.
It's beautiful. It's perfect. You smack the bartender's head so hard that the head moves about a foot before the body follows. And when that movement happens, you see the tearing of the flesh in the neck.
Oh,
you see
no,
the
I didn't
snapping
want
of the
to do
spine, and it's only hanging on by a couple of pulsating tendons inside. The head begins to loll, and then the body catches up with the force and is thrown against the side of the wall of the internals of the bar. A splat of blood exploding from the now severed neck, and the body slumps straight down. The bartender is silent. Angel-faced Dan begins screaming through many, many open cuts and orifices on his face, giving this lovely blubbling, gurgling sound coming out. And then people in the bar begin to wake up. They haven't seen
shit.
you yet. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna run over to Dan's body. No, to the bartender's body, and I'm gonna pickpocket him. I want to find some money.
Roll a d20.
17.
You find 3 coins, and you also realise he was cheating at Monopoly.
Ah, you. Alright, I'll take the 3 coins.
That's
And
pretty
then
much
I'm
it.
gonna
Everyone else is beginning to wake up.
dash out the back. If there's a back anywhere.
There is not. There's just the front door.
Oh crap.
You can try and be stealthy.
I will play dead.
Okay. Okay, so you failed at Monopoly, stabbed Angel Face Dan, semi-decapitated the bartender with a massive hammer hit, and then you decided to be like, oh no, there's people coming up. Everyone fall down. Okay, cool. So you just adopted the ragdoll pose. Great. That's the last thing you're going to be able to do before Steve gets back. But I'm glad that so far you have neither provided the juggling, punching stripper because you have stabbed Angel Face Dan, and your attempts to get meat, both big and small, has led to you decapitating the bartender with a hammer. Callum.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty well. You're watching this guy dig a couple of trenches and ditches in this field. It's going quite nicely.
Yeah, it's going well. We're going to have Water Pac-Man before you know it.
Yeah, you've also got the little tiny bit of barrel just in case. And Billy, how are you doing with locating the mead? You've so far watched this happen from Rage after you've possessed the dog piece. Billy, what else do you want to do?
Yeah, so I've now figured out that she's in the bar, in the tavern, and seemingly everyone is distracted, so I can sneak in a window, steal some mead, and sneak back out again.
The only window is very, very small.
Can I turn myself into like a moth and just fly through?
You wish to turn yourself into a moth?
Yeah.
Roll a d20.
14.
14. You're not a great moth. You try to transfigure yourself. You attempt to shrink your arm to a wing, your legs and body into the body of a moth, your head down, and you manage to shrink one arm into a moth's wing. You manage to shrink another arm into a moth's wing. You manage to shrink your head down into a little beady moth face. And your body and legs do not change.
Great, that worked out really well for me.
You have tiny moth arms and a tiny moth head with a regular human body and legs.
I just dropped the spell. It didn't work. I give up.
You can't. It's here for a while.
Oh, great. Okay, fair enough. I'll just walk into the tavern. I still need to get mead.
You just walk into the tavern. Okay. How are you going to pick the mead up with your tiny moth wings?
Well, I assume the mead is in some sort of barrels or something, and I have I've still got magic, so I assume.
You wish to levitate a barrel of mead out with you.
Yeah.
Roll a d20.
Oh my
Don't mind me, guys. Just
is this
coming
the
through with an
same
8?
bar?
It is the same bar.
Nice.
So you've just fallen dead.
God.
You've just played dead, and what you've seen is Rage's torso and legs walk in with moth wings, tiny regular-sized moth wings and a regular-sized moth head on this horrible abomination, and then walk over and then stare very intensely at a barrel of mead. Rage, how much did you roll?
Billy.
Sorry,
I rolled
Billy,
an
how
8.
much did you roll?
Just an 8.
An 8. It's not the best levitation. It's kind of shaking, and it's you picked one barrel with no top, so it's kind of sloshing to the side, and you walk back slowly with your tiny moth wings flapping in focus and your little beady eyes staring at it, and the barrel's kind of going around the place, but eventually you manage to walk back out to the bar, and what all of the regular people on the street see is a leg, a torso, tiny flapping wings, a little piddly head, and then a floating barrel. Where are you taking
normal.
this floating barrel of mead to?
To where I assume like everybody is going to come in, like to the. Is there like a central square?
I mean, you've been storing all of the stuff in the bush on the outskirts of the thing before the party kicks off, but you can leave the barrel of mead in the central entrance to the village if you want to.
Sure, why not?
Well, strangely,
What
there's
could go
nobody
wrong?
around. So you drop it down, and then you realise that it's pretty deserted. But, Billy, you are here and you are ready. Thankfully, after doing that, your arms tend to pop back, and then your head returns to normal size. So you have half a barrel of mead in front of you, the memory of being a moth, and you're prepared. Rage, you should probably take this opportunity while everyone is distracted in the bar to run out after Billy.
I will do that. But I will also take the bartender with me.
Okay.
Oh, no. I know what's happening here.
How are you carrying the bartender?
There's like blankies, right? Every bar has blankies in case they're cold.
Yeah, the bar The Wench has a blankie cupboard for when all the patrons get a bit chilly and just want to wrap themselves up. You do
Good.
manage to find a blanket, you wrap him up in it, and you and picking him up over your shoulder.
Yes.
Roll a d20.
An 18.
Fantastic.
Yeah, very high rolls.
You pick the bartender up and you throw him over your shoulder. Of course, throwing someone over the shoulder exerts quite a lot of force, especially force on the head, which is over the shoulder. And as it gets thrown over, the head, which is hanging off, kind of swings out. And while it doesn't snap, the tendons get pulled a little bit further away. So the head is now about 2 feet away from the torso, hanging on by a bit of gristle.
I grab my knife and I want to just cut it off. I don't care about the head.
You do that. The head rolls onto the floor and you now have just the headless body.
Brilliant. Okay. Onwards to the field.
And to the field, not where Billy is at the start. You
To the hotel.
Meet Billy and let
That's
her know
where-
what's happened.
I don't know that's Billy, right? Do I?
You know it's Billy, you just don't
yeah, I'm
know
not
why
moth
the head is a
anymore.
moth anymore. But
Billy.
when you walk out of the bar, you realise there's nobody around on the streets, and then you can see the only person standing there is Billy with half a barrel of mead in front of her, waiting for the...
Sick. Billy, can you do me a favour?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Can you, like, the bar? Make it a bit hot fire, you know.
Do what to the bar?
Can you set the bar on fire?
The bar on fire.
Yes.
What, as in the wench?
The tavern, the wench. Yes, please.
You
set
want
it
the
quick.
whole-
Hurry. Hurry.
Okay. Fireball.
Roll a d20.
Straight towards. Hopefully. 19.
Yes.
Straight through the window. Flaming as it goes. Kicking up dust as it flies through the main street, down a couple... It even makes a turn. You manage to turn a fireball mid-flight into the bar, and it smacks some of the bottles behind, and you hear not necessarily an explosion, but a shattering of glass, internal, and then flames begin to creep up, and you can see black smoke start to rise.
Wait, are there people still in there?
Yes.
Too late.
Yeah, they're very dead.
What about Dan?
He wasn't dead, but he is now.
No.
I think he's
I
glad.
don't know why you wanted that, but you're
Run.
welcome,
Just
I
go.
guess.
Just walk. Go. Let's go.
And while you guys are sorting
are we-
that out, Callum, you
Yes.
have seen the guy digging the ditch, and you've seen Rage and Billy chatting at the front. Do you wish to walk over
Yeah.
and chat to them, let them know what's going on?
Yeah, I'll head over and have a chat with them. Hey guys, the pool's sorted
Sick.
Oh, nice. Where is it?
in the village grave,
What?
but don't worry, we're only digging 5 feet down, and we're also doing little channels that are deeper between the graves, so we can have like an aquatic Pac-Man.
Ah, nice. Party in the graveyard.
Yeah,
As you are discussing,
Where's all
you
the
can
water
hear
coming
the
from?
hooves of a single horse galloping towards you. The hooves gallop. Astride it, tall, handsome man, long, flowing blonde hair. Slows the horse and gets off and walks up to you. Greetings. I'm the mayor. I assume you've been preparing the party.
We have.
Excellent. Steve the Ogre will be here in a few moments' time. Who's going to be attacking? Who's defending? Who's supporting?
Oh, shit.
You said
We got
it said party.
party.
Yes, a party of
Yeah.
adventurers needed to defend from Steve the Ogre.
Oh, party, not party.
Oh, God, no! No, this is Steve the Terrible, Steve the Bloodthirsty. He comes here every few months, which is why I give you money to hire a party of adventurers to defend the village.
We're only joking. We got you.
Oh,
of
my
course.
goodness.
We've totally got this down, right, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, I have some meat on my shoulder to distract the ogre.
Excellent.
I've
We are
got
the
a
party.
moat dug in the grave, just ready
Yeah.
for him.
Oh, so we're going to throw him straight into the graveyard. I love that. Now
Correct.
And
connections.
I won't tell you what I've got. It's a surprise.
I see. Oh my goodness, there's a building on fire. As mayor, I should probably go and fix this. So anyway.
No. Don't stress yourself out. We've got it. We're adventurers. We'll sort it. You go to your mayor house and do mayor things, and we'll do adventurer things, right, guys?
Right.
Yes.
I need to swing by the schoolyard first, see how the new fence that I've put up for them is doing.
Yes, great idea. Great idea. That sounds like a really good idea. You should definitely do that. That's really
Excellent.
crucial for you to do right now.
In
Yeah.
fact, super important, I've bought a load of cannons that I believe will be able to repel Steve with. Thankfully, I've left them all in the basement of one of the bars because no one would expect that. And we've got a load of gunpowder stored in the boatsman's house.
Okay, great.
Yeah, let me know how
mean,
that goes.
Should have had that on a note, maybe somewhere.
Yeah.
Just
Wait,
for
which
future
bar?
reference.
Which bar's that? It's not.
Oh,
it's
the
not.
wench, one of my favourites.
The one that's on fire.
What?
No, it's not on fire. It's on fire as in like the
It's in
reviews. The
preparation.
reviews.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this place is
so
fire,
good.
that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
like ba-bam, down with the kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Right, guys, we should get going, right?
We should.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
if you ever
yep.
get a chance, my son, he plays piano there. Lovely,
Oh, right.
lovely lad. Remarkably attractive face.
She's really busy. We'll say hi to your son.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I start walking off.
The mayor gets back onto his horse and gallops into town. He avoids the bar as you told him to and gallops toward his mayoral house to do mayoral things. So, as per the note, prepare a party for Steve's return. Steve the Ogre, the Bloodthirsty, the Terrible, the Destroyer, will be here in about 5 minutes. You need to kill him. What do you have prepared for this fight? From what I've seen, you have a juggling, punching stripper who is now burning to death inside a pub. Cricket made up of the schoolyard fence that you have stolen, hidden in a bush.
Yeah.
Fireworks that are so far in the form of 5 barrels of gunpowder. You do not have meat, neither big nor small. You simply have you have meat big, actually.
I have meat.
You
yeah,
have
big,
the
big
headless
meat.
bartender that you've got wrapped up. You don't have a hot tub. What you do have is a barrel sawn in half with tiny steps leading up to it, and a complex systems of moats dug in the graveyard, in between the graves, just above the
Yeah.
dead bodies. And instead of lubricating mead, we have half a barrel of sloshed mead in front of you.
And gunpowder barrels, but not nearby.
And as you're discussing this, you see, leaving the woods, walking towards you, tall, green, carrying a massive, bloody scythe, taking long, striding steps towards you. Horrible, matted black hair falling across its scowling face. Steve, the Ogre. Rage. Steve's going to be here in about 10 seconds. He takes long strides. What are you going to do?
Oh shoot. I'm gonna take the meat and I'm gonna throw it towards him.
Roll a d20.
Pop. Okay. 19.
19. Describe how the meat would be thrown.
Happy birthday!
Right, Rage, you do realise it's not actually Steve's party. Like, the party for Steve was a party of adventurers that you needed to put together. It's not
Happy
actually
birthday.
the ogre's birthday.
It is now.
Okay,
You might want to have a
okay.
good day.
You throw the meat, and the body of the bartender lands, and Steve looks up, and you say, "Happy birthday." That's sweet of you. Nobody ever remembers.
Oh, it's okay, Steve. Come here.
Thanks. Steve walks towards you. Do you go for a hug? You
Yeah.
hug Steve.
Oh.
Does he hug me back?
He does, but it's a bit
Oh,
too
good.
tight. He's an angry ogre. He steps
Oh,
back.
that's okay.
Once I've killed the village, we can be friends.
Okay, Steve. You go do you. Bye.
Steve unravels the package that you've thrown, takes a big juicy bite out of the bartender's torso, chomps on some innards, looks up at you, nods, and then walks toward the rest of the village. Callum, quick, rages out this fight. What are you going to do? Use the power of cricket.
Well, this is the plan, right? I'm going to get some of these cricket stakes and start, I want to try and poke him towards the big moat that I've dug.
Right, the moat that you've dug is down the other end of the main street. Steve's at one side, so you'd have to get him to
right.
follow you to where all the stakes are.
Okay, then I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna run down the street, distracting, getting him to follow me by just giving a little.
Roll a d20.
Come on, Piper.
3.
Nice.
I've heard that noise before, coming from a sewer. When I was a child, I would stalk the woods, and then the sewers would play the notes. I need to find out what they are.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you,
It's a party for me!
Birthday,
dear Steve.
Happy
birthday to
you.
Steve follows you through the main street, assuming you are some kind of birthday herald. Almost skipping how jubilant this guy is. The scythe is just scraping along buildings as he goes, and he gets down, and he finally ends up and goes, "Oh, you shouldn't have. You built me a swimming pool.
Yes.
I'm going to go swimming right now." He puts the scythe down, leaps into the air, and slams into the pool with his legs sinking a good 3 or 4 feet into the saturated mud. He then tries to pull his legs around a bit, and as he rips his leg out of the mud, almost like a shoe, a whole corpse is stuck to his foot. And then he rips another leg out, with another whole fresh corpse stuck to his foot. Billy. You've watched Callum attempt to bring Steve down the path toward the water. He's now in the water. What are you going to do?
Can I conjure a small storm? I want to just try and get one lightning bolt into the water. Not even on him, just into the water somewhere.
You want to just roll one of the barrels into the water.
No, I want to lightning strike into the water.
Oh,
around
lightning
him.
strike.
Yeah.
Sure, roll a d20.
17.
17. Describe how you would call forth the lightning.
I'm going to wave my staff around and just really picture myself just being a nice little cloud, and then I get angry. And as I get angry, I'm just going to pull forth the feeling of the anger and push it into a lightning bolt right into the
You are
water.
going to strike down, coalesce that anger, condense it all into electrical energy from a happy little cloud, and then strike down in one go.
Yes, please.
Okay. You've managed to coalesce. You've got the strike. It's going to hit, but for any extra effects, which may or may not happen, roll one more d20.
Oh gosh, okay. 10.
It's perfectly aimed. Steve is sploshing around a bit inside this graveyard, effectively soup that you've made, Cal.
Yeah.
The lightning strike smacks the water. It crackles through the air, and it hits directly next to where Steve is. Steve only gets a moment to look at it, and then he feels the bolt of pain flying through his body, numbed somewhat by the corpse shoes he's now wearing, but enough to stun him, shock him, make him open and close his hands in pain, and then fall backwards into the water. Not dead, but unconscious for the time being. Billy, you've knocked him unconscious. What are you going to do? Capitalise on this.
Okay, well, I've got nothing else around me. Can I grab one of Callum's stakes and try to, like... I have no strength, so I'm going to throw it to Rage.
There are 2 bushes next to you. You do not have time to choose which one. Left or right, choose now.
Left.
Roll a d20.
7.
You run forward. You stick your hand into the bush. You know that you have stored some things here for later. You feel something. You wrap your hand around it. You grab. And you launch. And you look up. And you see the face of a child.
No!
Looking at you, almost in slow motion. As he has been launched. And then the child realises, where's his cricket ball?
Oh,
As he
no.
flies through the air. And splashes into the water. Next to Steve the ogre. The child struggles for a bit, floundering. Steve comes to his senses and slams his hands down on the ground next to him, giving him purchase to stand up, and in doing so, slams the child directly into the mud, burying him.
Whoops.
And then he stands up. Steve is angry, scowling at all of you. Callum, you've probably only got a few seconds to do something. What are you going to do?
I'm picking up a barrel of gunpowder and launching it at his head.
Roll a d20.
7.
7. Are you just going to reach into the bush and grab what you hope is a barrel of gunpowder?
Yeah.
You reach in, you feel something wooden and solid. You know that it's not a stake, so you wrap your hands around it and you launch. And Steve sees you, grabbing angrily and then throwing a set of tiny steps toward his head. They bounce harmlessly off his thick ogre chest.
Well, shit.
Why would you do that? You built me a swimming pool. And you got me new shoes.
Yeah, that's those steps are so you can get out of the swimming pool
Oh,
easily.
I do appreciate what you do for me. He picks up the steps, walks toward the edge, puts them down, and then doesn't even stand on them, just steps straight over them, straight up and straight out. He picks his scythe back up. Right, best get to killing then. The ogre is about to start a killing spree. Rage, what are you going to do to stop it?
Steve,
Yeah?
can you not?
Not what?
Can you not go on a killing spree?
Roll a d20.
I am not even kidding you. It's a 19.
Oh.
Look at these high rolls.
19.
Yeah.
All right. Steve puts the scythe back into a socket and walks back into the woods.
Cheers, mate. See you next year.
All right, bye. Steve walks off.
Thank God for that. Good thinking. Why didn't we do that earlier?
Well, that was the easiest way out of this.
Rage, how you feeling?
Did we win?
The mayor turns off on his horse.
No!
My goodness. You've stopped Steve for another year. How did you do it?
Oh, well, unfortunately, there was a lot of casualties. It turns out that he actually set the fire in the tavern called the Wench. Yeah, as a distraction.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We didn't know that ogres could use fire. We'll be more prepared next year.
Yeah. Have fun.
Excellent. Right. I just need to find my grandson. He wasn't in the schoolhouse when I went looking for him.
He may now be in the pool house, and dead.
What?
Did he play cricket by any chance?
Oh, he loved cricket. Always carried a little wooden cricket ball with him.
Yeah, he's dead.
I'll never forgive Steve for this.
Yeah, he walked right past, picked up the picket fence along with your little lad.
He took the picket fence.
He did. It's here.
He always loved that picket fence. It makes
Apparently
sense
too
he'd
much.
take it with him when he died.
I meant Steve took the picket fence.
Steve took the picket fence.
Yeah, not your son.
Steve, why would you take away the one thing that my grandson loved apart from cricket and education? Oh, I'll never forgive Steve for this.
Or me.
Me.
And you, Sorceress, what did you do to heroically save the day?
Well, if I told you, I might have to kill you.
Roll a d20, see how well he takes that.
10.
Yes, you might. Maybe next year Steve will. But until then, thank you, brave travellers, for organising the party to defend against Steve. Why is there half a barrel of mead at the opening of the village?
In case we needed to use fire arrows.
Happy birthday!
How did you know it was my birthday?
Dan told us.
Oh, yeah, he's a good lad. The mayor turns around and goes to collect his half barrel of mead.
Dead, by the way.
You should probably leave before anyone in the village
Yeah.
explains to anyone else what you saw. Thankfully, you have still got some of those gold coins left from the original envelope that was designed to hire a party.
Oh, yeah. I still had 3, and then I got 3 from
I
the
didn't spend
bartender, so
any
it's
of mine.
6. You still have 5. Count.
I think I've got 1. I think I've got... Yeah.
12 divided by 3.
The
Or-
math is strong with
Hold
this
on.
one.
Rage, Callum, Billy, do you wish to make tracks into the distance away from the Forest of Steve and the village of Clovelly before anyone starts asking any more questions?
Yeah.
Can I take some gunpowder with me, like just in a little,
Little baggie.
pouch?
Yeah, sure, roll a d20.
6.
You open one of the barrels, exposing it to the elements, and you scoop a little cloth bag full of gunpowder and you tie it shut. Then you put it on your pouch and you ride away. And when you are quite far away, you all turn around and look back at the village and reminisce about the times you had in it, the party you planned. And then you can see that the fire from the bar has spread quite far. And there's embers in the air. Little red embers just trickling down. Little bits of burning wood and parchment and paper. And one of them trickles down gently toward a familiar bush. And then everything you see goes white. And then there's an ear-shattering boom. A gigantic shockwave. You cover your eyes. You look back. And there is a large crater where once there was a city.
Do you know what? I'm not sorry.
That's the ogre problem sorted.
Aye.
I feel like we've helped one person today, and I'm pretty sure one of those people didn't like magic users. Which, come on.
True.
We're efficient.
You've got the gold. The city of Clovelly will never be a problem, seeing as the city of Clovelly is now a hole and a memory. That was a lot of gunpowder, and it was a lot of flaming bar. And you turn around and set off into the distance to find more work for wandering adventurers, more notes of help for people, and more adventures to go on. Rage, how have you found your adventure in the town of Clovelly, hiring a party?
Brilliant. I learnt a new game. I learnt how to divide 12 by 3. And I'm not that scared of men anymore.
You learnt knife monopoly. You met and then murdered Handsome Dan.
Yeah.
And then you beheaded a bartender.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't murder Dan. The beheaded barman did.
I see. Callum, how do you
So-
feel with your adventures in Clovelly?
I feel great. I mean, as someone rightly pointed out, we were tasked to deal with killing Steve, and Steve is the only one we did not kill.
No, Steve's fine.
So-
if anything, you threw a great party for Steve.
He's had a
Steve
great
enjoyed
time.
himself.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah,
Aw.
everyone deserves a good birthday.
Billy, how do you feel it's gone?
I think it went pretty well, actually. I don't regret any of it. I think we did a great job. You know, we all put our best foot forward for planning, and you know, Callum might not have got the pool he wanted, but I think it was, you know, he got there in the end.
Yeah.
You have definitely had an interesting adventure, and you will have many more. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've joined us in the chat, this is a traditional episode of Session Zero. Episodic Dungeons & Dragons that's made up as we go. The entire adventure is planned out on a single piece of paper, and everything else is improvised, allowing us to get into these crazy, wacky, zany situations. We will be live every single Wednesday with this beautiful group of players. If you are going to Insomnia Fest in the UK in Birmingham at the end of August, we will also all be there live, running a Dungeons & Dragons game on stage in front of an audience, getting you guys involved as well. Are we allowed to talk about the other event we're going to be at now as well? Can we not talk about that? But we will
Not
be
yet,
at
but there
few
will be
more
an announcement next
live
week. So.
events in the UK, and we'll be travelling around the UK as much as we can, attempting to meet all of you guys and running live D&D games for you. Thank you very much for joining us. I will see you personally on Saturday for more of the choose your own adventure style fighting fantasy books that I'll be doing. Rage, what have you got coming out? Any kind of videos or Twitch streams that we should look forward to?
Oh, I do. I have a big buttload of editing to do so I can get a Guild Wars 2 video done, which is going to be my first impressions of Guild Wars 2. Or
'Cause-
my first time.
Fantastic, because you're moving more into the general MMO space, aren't you, now as well, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Callum, what have you got coming out this week for us?
This week I have got. Well, actually, what day are we on? We're on Wednesday, so not all this week, but within the next week, I've got another Death of video coming out and another gameplay loop video.
And that's all about game design and game creation stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Systems within. Billy, do you have anything coming out for us this week? Either streams we could look forward to?
Yeah, 100%. So I'm going to be continuing my Stray playthrough, and I'm starting a new series on YouTube surrounding horror games because I don't get scared easy. So will it scare me? Let's find out.
Fantastic.
like
I got
that.
scared easily by horror games. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, thank you very much for joining us. We will see all of you guys on our individual channels when we can, and we'll see you with Session Zero next week. Take care. Good night. God bless.
Love you. Bye.